guys. Hello and welcome to another episode of Candy Talk with Retta. My name is Loretta Jared, and today we're going to be talking about phone addiction. Yes, phone addiction. This is a very serious matter, and that's why I'm bringing it up today. Have you ever met someone that who just wouldn't put down their phone? It can be really annoying, but you're trying to have a conversation with this person, and the person just keeps scrolling through their phone or phones in some cases, and they're just not paying attention to you at all. How do you feel? I know personally it makes me feel stupid because I'm thinking, well, okay, does that mean that I'm not important or what? But many people do this a lot. So earlier today, I was speaking to my neighbor about this, and he told me the story of a friend who almost died because he was chatting as he drove. Now, I know many of you might say, that's wrong of him, which is true, but many people have become so addicted to their phones that they can't just put it down for a second, even when they're driving. I know how many times I've had to scold some Taxify and even Uber drivers who just kept using their phones during a trip. It's alarming, believe me. And believe me, many people have died, and some have gotten into ghastly accidents that have rendered them physically scarred for life as a result of this. This is a big deal. This is a big issue, and that's the reason why we're talking about it today. There are people who are so addicted to fiddling with their phones that even when they're not chatting, they are scrolling through things they have scrolled through before. and really, to be honest, I used to be like that. I will go through everyone's status on WhatsApp, check through the profiles of every contact on my phone, guys. I tell you, it's crazy. And I'll go through every single person's profile, but at some point I just had to sit and ask myself, like, oh, okay, what is going on? Really, I began to ask myself what exactly I was looking for, like, what is going on here? Because I found out that I could spend 2, 3, 4 hours scrolling through social media. 4 hours of my life, hours that I would never get back. My brothers and sisters, I had to give myself brain. And according to Business Insider, which is a website that I saw on Google, the average person picks up his phone not less than almost 3,000 times. I said almost 3,000 times a day. The average person picks up his phone almost 3,000 times a day. Oh Lord. And that's the average person. The research also says that the not so average person picks up his phone about 5,000 times every single day. About 5,000 times. This is a serious issue because it's affecting every area of our lives, and I mean every single area. Okay, let me give you an instance many of us might be familiar with. Have you ever been on a date with someone and the person you're on a date with just keeps scrolling through their phones? For me, that's a huge turn off. The moment you do that, if I am on a date with you, and maybe we're supposed to be talking, and the next thing you're scrolling through your phone 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and maybe as you're talking to me, or as we're pretending to have a conversation, you keep scrolling through your phone. Just forget about it. Whenever you're not going to have a second date, I'm sorry, no, because what it says to me is that you're not important. But a lot of people do this, and it's just downright rude and disrespectful. If you do this, you should stop it. If you do it, just stop already. It's wrong. Put your phone down. You won't die. Focus on the person sitting in front of you. Focus on that person. You won't die. Few minutes, not fiddling with your phone for a few minutes is not going to kill you. Try it. Okay, what about couples who go on dates but just spend the entire time staring at their phones. I'm sure many of us have seen this a lot because it happens a lot. So I'm sure many of us are familiar with this scenario. I'll just give you one. I'll just tell you about one that I saw recently. So I went to eat with a friend and I saw this young couple, probably still in their 20s, with their child. So the husband was scrolling through his phone. The wife was also scrolling through her phone, chatting away, maybe on Instagram, possibly. The little boy was watching cartoon on his tab. Don't worry, don't ask I don't ask me how I know. I just know my I'm a boy game is tight. So anyway, so the husband was they were both just, scrolling through their phones. I just kept staring at them. And at first I thought, okay, maybe they'll put their phones down when the food arrives and they'll start eating. But that didn't happen. Because after they were so fixated on their phones that the only time they spoke to each other was as soon as the food arrived. As soon as the food arrived, they just went back to their business, just scrolling and chatting away. In fact, they were even chatting and staring at their phones as they were eating. It's freaky, weird, I know, but this is reality. So believe me, guys, this is a big deal, and we should never let our smartphones take the place of real human interactions. I'll say that again. We should never, ever, ever let our smartphones take the place of human interactions. Family time ought to be family time. When it's time to face your family, please face your family. Okay, so what about work? And this is this is very common. Some of us, we know what it's like, during those boring Monday meetings. And for those of us that work in the corporate world, we know people, we have colleagues that once it's time for meeting, you just know that they have their phones in one corner, just scrolling through social media. They don't care about what's going on or what anybody is saying. They're just chatting away. And I have a friend who always chats during meetings. He always chats during meetings. And when I asked him why he said that he had a short attention span and meetings were such a bore. Now aside that, I know that sounds weird. I know, but it's true. There are people like that. And if you're wondering why people have such short attention span, of course, it's because of social media. Everybody, we are in the what do you call it, the microwave generation. Everybody wants things fast. We're used to getting things done at the click of a button. Just once you tap on your screen, it's done. Once you tap here, it's downloaded. So our attention span is really short. So that's also one of the effects of social media. And aside that, many of us find ourselves scrolling through social media even while working. As we're working, we're chatting, we're Facebooking, we're Instagramming, and so on. And I know I do this sometimes, and I'm seriously working on it. Especially if you have WhatsApp on your desktop, it can be crazy. And I found that it's actually easier to type on the laptop, on your desktop or on your laptop than just type on your phone. For me though, anyway, but that's by the way. So, and I found out that when I started working, chatting and spending time on social media at work, I found out that sometimes I spend my work hours on social media, and at the end of the day, I discover that I've not achieved anything. Has it ever happened to you that you have a deadline to meet at work, but rather than spend your time trying to beat that deadline, you are online chatting? Guys, let's not allow smart devices distract us, really. And let's not even get started on the effect our phones have on our spiritual growth and personal development. For example, there are times that I want to pray and I want to study my Bible. Very genuine desire. But it's at that point that someone will just bring one interesting gist, and I'll chat late into the night, and woof, off goes my prayer time. So, and this is, it's even worse if you have your Bible on your phone. You just know that you want to read your Bible. You just, or maybe you're already reading your Bible, and one notification pops up. Ting! You just know that the moment you open that notification, just forget about it. It's going to take a lot to come back to your Bible study. Or is it when you are, maybe you are reading your Bible, or you're reading something, maybe you're reading a book, and you want to Google the meaning of something. Maybe you want to check the meaning of redemption, for example, and then you Google the meaning of redemption. Then suddenly you remember that old classmate of yours in primary school, called Redemption. Her name is, let's just assume her name is Redemption, and then you just remember that redemption. That's the redemption that copied your homework and lies that you were the one who copied, and then the teacher gave you both 0 and few strokes of the cane. So you Google her name, and then you go check her Facebook, you check her Twitter, you check her Instagram, and you check her LinkedIn to find out how far she has gone in life, if she has stopped copying people and getting people into trouble. And then before you know it, like, you're not going back to your book anymore. So, it's the same thing for your personal development. You're trying to smash some goals, but social media will just not let you be great. Because you spend all your time online. Oh, guys, the struggle is real. I know, trust me. However, just like every other aspect of life, curbing this distraction requires discipline. I won't even lie. Personally, one of the things that I started to do is create a timetable for things that I want to do. So if I'm supposed to be reading at 10 p.m., once it's 10, I put my phone on airplane mode. Some days I just turn off my phone. I don't want any distractions. When I'm out with friends, I keep my phone in my bag so I can focus on my relationships. It's key, like real life human interactions. It's really, really important. You have to learn. There are many people, because they're so used to chatting, they're so used to interacting with people socially, they don't know how to interact with people physically. Now, there's nothing wrong with social interactions, but that's via social media or virtual interactions. But then you need to learn to interact with people physically beyond, apart from social media. You need to learn to have a face-to-face discussion with people. But because people are so addicted to their phone, they're not able to interact with people on a physical level. And it's something that we need to work on. It's something, if you know that you have trouble in this area, it's actually something to work on. So, I was saying that, some days when I turn off my phone, or when I'm out with friends, I keep my phone in my bag because I just want to focus on my relationship. And trust me, truth be told, I don't get it right all the time. Sometimes I'm distracted, but these practices, they have helped me greatly. They have actually helped me greatly. It has reduced the amount of time that I spend on that I spend on social media. It has really helped me to be focused on my goals, and so everything in life is just about balancing things and making sure that you are not addicted to your smartphones, and making sure that you lack self-control, ensuring that you don't lack self-control when it comes to handling your smart devices, or when it comes to controlling how much time that you spend on social media. Yes. So that's my show for today. To tell me, what about you? What do you do to minimize the distractions of smartphone of your smartphone or phones, please share it with me. You can send it to me. You can send me a message here or via email at talktoretta@gmail.com. I can't wait to hear from you. Yeah, I can't wait to hear from you. Your feedback means a lot to me. Just talk to me, tell me what you can also suggest to me what you'd like us to talk about. Just talk to me. Send me a message here or send me an email at talktoretta@gmail.com. For those of you who don't know, I blog also, so you can check out my blog at rettaspicture.wordpress.com. Leave a comment, share with your friends, tell people, yes, and don't forget to tell people about this podcast as well. Don't be stingy. Don't hide. This is not something you hide. Share the love. Tell people about this channel. Don't enjoy all of this alone. All right, guys. It was awesome. It was awesome hanging out with you again. I hope you had a nice time with me today. I enjoyed myself. I really hope that you did. We'll do this again next week. Till then, please put your phones down often. Love your neighbors. Pray for your enemies. Tell someone about Jesus. And never forget that you are completely loved by Jesus. He's crazy about you, flaws and all. I love you guys too. Bye for now.